guys, Chris from Flow Brackets. Now today we're working on a 991.2 GT3 and I'm going to show you how to get rid of the oversized mounting box and replace it with something like this. Let's get into it. So first, let's talk about why you may need one of our miniature plinths to replace the factory box, because when it comes to 3 to 4 character plates, this box is far too wide. So I've got a few here just to show you. So in Victoria, we have 3 to 4 character slimlines and also signature plates. They're quite narrow. And as you can see, the box, it's too big. You see too much excess plastic. Same goes with this one. New South Wales also have their 3 to 4 character traditional plates. Again, it's too wide and also too short. It sticks out from the bottom, doesn't look very good. New South Wales and South Australia also have slimline plates. Some of them are called premium slims or just slims. As you can see, it's too skinny. You see the bottom or the top, no matter how you mount it, doesn't look that good. So what we did is we've redesigned this whole mounting box, replaced it with ours, which is much smaller. It goes on, and then you get brackets in normal plate style. But in addition to that, we have noticed that there's a bit of inconsistency with number plates being mounted from the dealership. Sometimes they're mounted without, sometimes it's mounted with, and sometimes there's additional holes through the box and into your car. So we've come up with 3 different plinth delete kits to suit 3 different scenarios, and I'll go through them one by one so you can choose the best one that suits you. The first one we're going to talk about is the miniature plinth. Now this, as the name says, is the miniature version of the factory box. This is used for cars that don't have any holes whatsoever. It might be a brand new car that the dealership has drilled nothing onto yet, or maybe you've got a brand new bar, but the idea is you don't need to drill any holes on the front. This also has an option for an undermount. So if you prefer a more secure fixing without drilling holes to the front of the car, you can mount these from the bottom, so secure. You can also tape it to give it some additional support. And if you really wanted to, you can drill on the front as well, especially if you're gonna do something like track days or some very spirited driving. So that's the miniature plinth. Now let's talk about the miniature plinth large. Now this is suitable for people that already have the box mounted. So you have the 2 bullet factory holes on the car and they line up with the holes here. It becomes a straight swap without any additional drilling. There's also an undermount option, so you can mount it from underneath if you wanted to. Now the main reason why you need this one is exactly what this customer is going through. So he's picked up the car and the dealership installed his number plates without using the factory box. Now the problem with this is when you screw straight to the bumper, these holes can be in various locations, left to right. Again, this is a very good example. So for example, I'll put this on for a minute and you can already see that the holes that they drill is actually not centered to the car. So how do you mount a number plate without drilling additional holes to the front of the car? You can grab the large plinth, mount it from underneath, and it's wide enough to cover all the potential holes that the dealership would have done when not using the mounting box. Additionally, you can also tape it on if you just want to tape on. You can also pair it up with undermounts, up to you. And this is also a locator to locate at the bottom, so you get a perfectly centered mount every time. Now lastly, let's talk about the blanking plate. Now this is a little bit different. This is to replace the factory mounting box and it goes back into the same hole that they've made. So you self-locates at the bottom, it goes on, same holes, it screws in its place. Another benefit is this is taller, so it covers up all the potential holes that they would have made when attempting to mount different size plates, which is great. It covers up all the holes, uses the same factory locations, and there's additional fixing. You can tape it on, create a nice secure mount. So in summary, if you've got a brand new car, no holes at all, grab the small one. If the factory box has never been on the car and the plate was just screwed in, grab the large. And if the box has been on with plates with multiple holes, grab the blanking plate. Now to help you with installation, all 3 styles come with a locator, and this will line up with a little bump that's just located in the middle of the bumper there. So when you line up those pieces together, you know it's going to be perfect and straight and in the middle every time. So for this customer, he fits his scenario 2, which means he just had number plates screwed straight to the car. There's 2 holes in a random location. that are not even in the middle. They're actually too far to that side. So what we're going to do is mount this to the car. There's two ways to fix this. You can screw into the factory locations, which is there and there. You need to create 2 new holes. Or what we're going to do is we'll go for the undermount and we'll secure it with a stainless steel roof nut, which goes from underneath. And we'll also tape it on the front to give it a little bit of extra support. So to install this is quite easy. Just line up the locator with a little bump on under the bumper, like that. We'll mark out the mounting points on the bottom. We'll drill it out, fit on nutserts, peel the tape, bolt tape, and we're done. Now that we have the holes drilled out and the stainless steel nutserts pressed into the car, we can install our large plinth, which will cover up all the holes. I might take this opportunity to show you what the miniature plinth looks like, because the hole locations are the same in both. So if I put this on the car, as you can see, it doesn't cover up the hole, which is actually beautiful for cars that don't have any holes at all, because it's very low profile, very narrow, which is fantastic for very, very small plates. It gives you a very nice flowing look. Before I do the final install, I'll just show you how the blanking plate works. So that's for cars that had the box with the plate installed before. When this is all together, these are the holes that you'll see on your car. You'll see the 2 holes from the mounting box and up to 4 holes from where the number plate was. They correspond there. So this blanking plate will cover all those holes, so you can mount on small number plates or give it a nice clean look. Now we're ready to install the large plinth. So we've got our nutserts in, stainless steel, it's compressed, ready to go. All I'm going to do is bolt it up. What we're also going to do is use the tape, peel it off and stick it to the car. But the secret is the primer. So the kit comes with a primer. What it does is when you apply it, it helps bond the 2 materials, so you get a better adhesion, so you get a stronger bond. Once it's all applied, we'll peel everything back and we'll stick it straight to the car and then bolt it together. To use the primer is quite easy. So inside is a plastic tube with the inner glass tube. So all you gotta do is press it, crack the glass tube inside, and the primer will leak out so you can apply it to the car. As a guide, what I did was I just propped up the plinth. I've masked out roughly where the plinth is going to be, so I know where to put the primer. Now all I got to do is peel off the backing tape, stick it to the car and put the bolts in. Now that we have the plinth on the car, it's time to choose a number plate bracket to suit your number plate style. So what that means is, being a 2-part mounting solution, first you need a plinth that suits the car, and now you need a bracket that suits the plate. So for example, if we install my 3 to 4 character number plates, I need a bracket to suit this. If we're installing, say, Euro plates, grab yourself a Euro bracket, which attaches to this, and the bracket goes on. So let's start with small plates, 3 to 4 character Victorian. I'll show you how to put that on, and maybe I'll do a few others to show you what it looks like. Now that I've shown you a few different style number plates using a delete kit, let's talk about the rear and I'll show you how to get those plates on as well. So today's a new day, perfect time to talk about the rear of the car because these cars do have a unique mounting location and pattern. Let's talk about it and I'll show you the limitations. So on the 911s, on the back, you'll see this sort of pattern pressed or embedded into the plastic of the rear bar. And there are a few factory drill points that you can utilize to screw in number plates. The only problem is none of these factory holes line up with any number plates in Australia. So you do need some sort of bracket that you need to attach to, so you're not drilling random holes into the car. So then you can adapt the number plate onto. This pattern, it's about 280 millimeters wide. So any plate that is wider than this, you won't have any issues mounting on with the help of a number bracket of some sort. So for example, European, this is wider than 280 mil. Bracket lines up with the factory hole and the plate goes on. Heritage plates, no problem. Slimline plates all around Australia are wider, so again, there won't be a problem. There is a small compromise. The number plate is ever so slightly more narrower than the pattern, but I have discovered that if you pair it up with a number plate cover of some sort, it does hide it pretty well. Now let's talk about small number plates. So there's a lot of number plates out there like this one that are going to be under 280 in width. These are only 250. These signature plates are the same. So the problem you're going to have is, one, there's no bracket that will reach those holes because they are beyond the plate. If you were happy to drill into the car, you're still going to see the pattern that's stamped on the car around the number plate. It doesn't look too good. The best solution I can advise is to have these plates restyled into a larger size. So I have a small collection of the same plate. So same plate, bigger format. I can then have a bracket that attaches to the car and this falls straight on and it does everything I want to do and covers up all the lines and stamps on the back. I can also restyle them into a slimline size, which is the same as a regular slimline around the state. These again will also cover the holes. This is going to be a more economical solution and a more cleaner solution. We do offer a service where we can custom make a bracket to suit the car and your number plate. And I'll show you what that looks like as an example. If you really had a specific number plate that is small that you wanted to attach to the car, we do have a service where we can tailor a product to suit your car and your number plate at the correct height. There are a lot of plates that are small, that are taller, and they need to be a very specific height because there is also a camera that you need to avoid. So you have something really small, maybe something like that. It's quite narrow, but it's quite tall. So if we were to make something, we'll have to make a bracket, something like that, that is height adjustable, so we can go lower than we need to clear the camera. And if you had, say, something very small and narrow like this one, we can tailor a bracket that covers up the stamp. So this can be perfectly center, but not so high where it touches the camera. So it's quite tricky, but definitely doable. Just reach out and we can be able to help you. So what I'll do first is I'll show you what a regular slimline plate looks like on the back of the 911. What I'm going to use is our slimline bracket, which matches this size. I will utilize the two factory holes, bolt on the bracket, and then I'll attach our plate in the four corners using some hardware and to show what that looks like with and without the cover. I'm not sure if you can see this on camera, but if you just look behind the plate, you can just see the top and bottom of the stamping on the back of the bar. What I'll do is I'll put the cover on and that should cover it just enough so you don't see it. So I've got slimlines on. For reference, these plates are 100 tall, 372 wide. If you look very closely, you can probably just see the top there with the two holes. But if you're standing up, you probably can't see it because there is a bit of an overhang on the bumper here. Let's finish off with some heritage plates. With the help of our heritage brackets, I'll put these two on together and I'll put it in the car and see how that looks. So to summarize, for the rear of the car, you want to try and get a number plate that's going to be wider than 280mm. If you can, restyle them to a larger format. That's going to be a lot more economical if you're really stuck with custom make a bracket to suit your car and your number plate. And that's how you get number plates on a Porsche GT3 and GT3 RS on a 991.2 using our number plate mounting system. And we have 3 different plinths to suit 3 different scenarios. So I hope I did a decent enough job explaining it all. If you're not sure, do reach out. But I do hope you found this video useful, and thanks for watching.